When MD-11 Captain Nelson Lair arrived at the Air Service Center in Louisville, he knew this particular flight to Minneapolis would be memorable.
Well, I figure there's 50 or 60,000 commercial pilots out there, and I can't imagine more than a handful have had this opportunity.
That opportunity is unique because Captain Nelson's first officer for this trip is none other than his son, Matt.
Good to see you.
See
You ever think this would happen?
This matchup of father and son in the cockpit is the first time this has occurred in the history of UPS Airlines, and the first time these two have ever flown together.
It's surreal that I'm going to be flying with my dad today, and I never thought in a million years it would actually work out like this at all, so I just feel really lucky. This is a cool opportunity.
Matt was bitten by the aviation bug early, growing up watching his father fly aircraft for the Air Force.
I remember one of the teachers asked me, hey, Matt, are you going to fly airplanes like your dad at some point down the road? And I don't know, I mouthed off something, I already know how to fly these airplanes. My dad will just show me what the buttons do, and yeah, we'll go fly together at some point. I was 5.
I would watch him play in the yard with his friends, and when there was occasional airplane that would go overhead, and he was the only one of the group that stopped what he was doing every time he heard an airplane, and he had to watch it go overhead. So I knew it was in his blood at an early age. That part of the world gets heavy thunderstorms.
Nelson is a seasoned veteran with 25 years at UPS, while Matt was part of a new hire group in March. And although this particular flight is unusual, Nelson doesn't expect it to be any different than any other one.
I expect Matt to be like every other first officer I fly with. He's trained, he's ready to fly the airplane, but it'll be special.
Their regular flight starts like any other. Nelson does the walk-around while Matt completes several MD-11 checklists. Once in the cockpit and in their seats, the communication is business as usual.
Departure control 132.07.
Winds are out of the west.
Flight plan, strap 2.
All right, you guys have a good historic trip. See you next time.
Rotate.
Soon the aircraft takes off, and the two take their place in UPS history.
Here, please. You're up.
After a smooth climb and a level out to cruise altitude, their conversations turn to procedure and techniques.
It's not a bad idea to do a toll check.
Nelson says most new hires will get a lot of advice from other pilots, but he knows from experience as a captain and as a father that suggestions work better than demands.
Matt will be developing his own techniques for probably the next year, and then after that time he'll be settled into what he likes. But right now he's very new in the airplane, and he's learning.
Matt has received helpful advice from captains he has flown with so far, but getting advice on this flight is slightly different.
So it's all normal throughout the departure phase and all the way up to climb. But every so often you keep looking over and you say, wait a minute, that's weird. I'm seeing my dad over there. But then you go back to doing what you were trained to do. And then you get up to cruise, and that's when it kind of starts to get a little bit unique. And I don't know, it's been awesome. It's been an awesome flight.
100.
The flight lands in Minneapolis safely and on time. After some rest, it's time for the return to Louisville. After a quick load and an on-time pushback, the two operate a successful return flight. This is the kind of trip most crew members wouldn't think twice about. But for Nelson and Matt, it's a gift these two UPS pilots will never forget.
It was a very unique experience, awesome. I really enjoyed it. I really appreciate UPS putting that together.
It was so much fun. I never in a million years thought I'd be able to do this, and it was even better than I thought it was going to be. My only regret is I wish it was an 8-day trip. I wish we had more legs so we could fly together. It was awesome. I really appreciate UPS making this happen. It's great Father's Day present for both of us.